What's up, everybody? Long time no see. I've been absolutely obsessed with this game recently. It's an early access game, I'm pretty sure, but I've been playing it so much that I think that it's worthy of putting out at least a video, and maybe in the future we can do some streams of it. Or really what I'm trying to do is that I'd like more people who may be interested in this game to play it, because I feel like it'd be kind of nice to talk about how to do some of the in-tier stuff. So the second time I've tried doing this. Last time I filmed an hour and a half long episode, and my mic was muted the whole time. So I've checked now, and now it works. But let me show you Red Bull Factory here. Load. Actually, hold on. Let me load the actual save. There is multiplayer. I don't know what it means, but it looks like it could be kind of fun. I don't know how many people can play at a time, but it might be kind of helpful. But this is my factory that I've been working on. I'm on tier 5, so there's numerous tiers here, and I've just broke into 5, so I haven't really done any of the main stuff yet. But the whole thing is that you're running an alchemy factory, I guess, but I only sell more like regular goods than I do potions, because right now all I've done is the base potion and the second one here. My current main quest is to do the third one, which is a blue potion. But you run a little shop and you just fill it full of items and you sell it, and then this number right here, this third number, is your shop reputation, which can go up to 100. And mine was there, but I accidentally left the game running overnight one time, and it went down to 0. So we're back down to 28, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. The higher that number is, the more people will spend in your store. But I don't want you to spend too much time looking at this. I just kind of wanted to show you where I'm currently at and where I could do a lot better. So this side right here is just making a lot of the basic materials for me for building and stuff. So I got like bricks and iron ingots and clay and stuff here. And we're transporting some of those items around, because on the other side here we're making a couple of items. So most of this is to make the 2 potions. So we have our green ones here, our healing potions, and then the vitality potions are over here. Being made with these berries. I still haven't figured out like a good balancing for this, to where, I don't know. I feel like the balancing in this game is something that is really difficult to figure out versus like other games. And a couple of the things that I've come across, I've already kind of figured out that it's kind of like you need to chop wood here, and then you can cook it in a crucible to make charcoal. And then putting that charcoal through a grinder makes charcoal powder. And charcoal gives you some amount of power, but charcoal powder gives you a little bit more for the furnaces. I think the higher the heat value, the longer it'll burn here. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Where charcoal is 40, these are 48, so you just run it through a grinder and then throw it in here. But that seems to be like one of the hardest things to balance, is how do you balance fuel in a furnace for these things, because these crucibles, things that require heat, can only be on top of stone furnaces, at least as far as I'm in. And that's really only enough for 3 of these crucibles. So it's like I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, how to get enough of the items on the other side of a crucible. That's like the hardest part, I feel like. Because like these stones, like I can produce a lot of these stones, but I can only get so many. It doesn't. Whatever. We don't need to get into that. Okay, because I'm gonna start a new map and we'll take you through it. But you can see I got like a lot of automation, a lot of holes in the building here, because you can restock things automatically. And let me see. Upstairs, some holes in the floor, but we're moving stuff around. This guy is... What are you? I think you're like linen or something like that here. I'm not sure. I think so. I think that's linen over there. But you can see my little catapults here, reloading my nails. We throw nails right where the customer drops off their money into the cash register, which is set to automatically pull and then convert from copper to silver, because it's just a little bit more economical for my inventory, because copper only stacks up to 5,000 and that fills up very fast. So it looks like yeah, one silver is worth 1,000 copper and 1 gold is 100 silver. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now, and I've kind of got myself into a hole where I'd have to really kind of tear apart everything to get this to work nicer, because it was a lot of band-aids as I'm playing, and I think we could do better. So I think we could do better now that I know a little bit more about the game. So this is going to be the YouTube factory. Second time that I'm doing a brand new map, but that's okay. So you only start with this building. In the tutorial, it's going to have us buy this plot of land here. But the mailbox here is where you get your quests and side quests. Side quests are a really good way of keeping up money. But right now, our current quest is to make 20 large wooden gears, and that's going to unlock flax for us. So for us to do that, we need some wood. So we'll just buy 2 pieces of wood over here. It wants us to buy this area, which is so silly that they make it cost money. But I guess it's to show you that it's always going to cost money. What we're going to try to do is get to automation as fast as possible. So this is the research tree. It wants us to research the table saw. And then that's going to unlock these 3 things. So I'm just going to go through and unlock all of these. So you can queue up them, and you can see in the top right there the progress for our research. And let's get conveyor belts. We're going to get incline, and we're going to get to making our wood. So I'm going to line this up to where I can immediately start automating it. So I'm going to make 2 of these table saws. But we're only going to give wood to 1. Oh, I got to move my key bindings around. Conveyor belt, get that off. Get that off, this off. You're like 5, I think. 2. Get rid of those. Okay. So we're going to first make large wooden gears, which is, I think it's just into a grinder. For us to check that out, we can do, what is it? V? Yeah. So V gives us access to our different materials. Goods is the items that our customers are looking for inside the shop. So if there's an item here, they're going to go into our shop looking for that item. If we don't have that item, it lowers our reputation. So as we're unlocking items, I want to make sure that I have production set up to where I can get that item into the store, so we can keep our reputation up, because that's how we're going to make a lot of money. Going down to 0 is not bad. You're still going to get customers. They just won't spend as much money in the store, or they won't pay as much for the items, I think is what it is. Like, they may buy a single gear for, like, I don't know, 5 copper. But if your reputation is at 100, maybe they'll spend $7 or 7 copper per. I'm not sure. But anyways, to make a large wooden gear, we need planks into a grinder, and that's going to take 6 seconds currently. Okay, so every 6 seconds with a single grinder, we can produce a large wooden gear. Our table saw is making 30 planks a minute. Okay, so as we bring this out, we'll get a grinder here, and when we look inside the grinder, it wants 10 to make 10. So since we can make 30 planks a minute pretty easily, we can make 30 or 3 of these, or we can one saw can what is it, saturate 3 of these grinders, right? And then we start making wooden gears. So what we're gonna do is put a chest here. In fact, I might put 2 chests for the large gears just because they're a little bit bigger, as a buffer. And initially, I didn't know that you can change the shape of this thing. I was just like, oh, I thought you could just rotate it and you had to move the in and out. But really, you can hit T to swap them or keep hitting T to change the shape. I really like this one. It's like a pass-through buffer, but you can keep changing it to a vertical one, the opposite of that, and then it goes back to flat, right? But I really like this straight-through buffer one. So that's going to give us 4 slots here to work with, okay? Now, this is all costing us planks, so we do need to create our own resource for planks. Our own little nest egg of planks. So we need to make sure that we have at least one of these outputting planks for us to keep our materials going. So I'm just going to have this one making planks for now. But in the future, it's going to make small gears, which is going to be large gears into a processor. But as of right now, we'll just have this thing collecting wood for us because we're going to need a lot of it, because each one of these conveyor belts is a single piece of wood. So you can see as I'm making it bigger, it's one at a time. So build a wooden table. Okay, we're going to build one and then we're going to get rid of it, because that's a mistake I learned on my previous save, is that building stuff on tables does not make it better. In fact, building on the floor is kind of just superior, because you can always go up, but getting underneath those tables is really difficult. So build a table saw. We'll just do the same thing. We'll just build one and get rid of it. We're getting ahead of the tutorial here. So collect 10 wooden gears. We already have 56. We're going to be producing a lot more of these than we need, always, because there's very few recipes that use the large ones. So there we go. We've now unlocked another thing. So these guys are looking for large wooden gears. So what we're going to do is set up a thing here. Set it to large wooden gear. We're just going to start throwing them through. So you have to click them, which is kind of lame. You can click and hold. So if well, I can't switch it, but you can click and hold, but it's way slower. And under here, since we did our first main mission, we have research here, and each one of these increases stuff. This is, I think, the big one. Make sure to stay on top of these guys. Factory efficiency, I feel like, is really the big one that you want. Because it increases the speed of all machines, but it also increases the heat consuming speed, which is, I think, why I'm having such a hard time balancing stuff in my own. But there's also fuel efficiency. So what we're going to do is get a couple of these first. Okay, sorry. The ding means that there's a customer and it's been waiting for a while. And try to keep some in here, because if they come in looking for large wooden gears and I don't have any, they're going to be mad. So our main quest right now is to make a bunch of linen rope. So let's check out our research thing. So we can actually start making small wooden gears. So let's get that research going. Damn, dude. Gonna buy them all out. Go over here. Buy stone, because we have a grinder now. So you can... Oh, shit. Yeah, see, now that person's pissed. So you can, if you want, you can close your store down. I'm not going to be worried too much about reputation right now, because without automation, it's just kind of hard to keep up, and pretty soon we'll get, well, not pretty soon, but we'll get a automatic cashier as well. So we don't even need to be in the store at all. We just got to set things up. A single gear? Okay, whatever. Okay. So we have our stone. So I'm going to space it out just a little bit. What does this cost? We need more gears. This is one of the few things that requires large gears. Whoa. And you can middle click to copy an item too. Oh god, I hate this song in this game. Hate it. Okay, what we're gonna do is just a little bit of blending here, just to get us a little bit more gears being made while we're working on this. So it wants us to probably research processor. Get the seed plot too. Small wooden gear, that's gonna be our second. Yeah. I gotcha. Fuck. I hate this song. I don't get it. This song should not be in the game. I don't know why it irritates me so much. It just sounds like a Pokemon song, like a bad Pokemon song. Okay. Complete research of pestle and mortar. This is a super popular good. I don't know why, but people love it. Okay, I'm kind of backing up my my thing here. Maybe we'll just take that down to 1 additional grinder. Okay, so a mortar is just going to be rocks into a processor. We're going to put a processor, I think I usually put it on 4. Like I said, we're going to need a lot of mortar, so I'm going to have can't remember what the 22 and you output 30. So it's not that much. So really I think we can probably get away with maybe 3 of these making mortar right now. And I don't think they make them that quick, so I think that should be fine. But we can only put so many of these guys in a shelf. All right, so we've made 1,200. Our expenses are a little bit more than that. But now we should be getting side quests. Yeah. So carpenter request gives you like wood items. So we're gonna get a wooden box out of this. It's a pretty good building item, and we can do this pretty easily. And it's a good chunk of change. This one, right? We're gonna need stone as well. So let's grab some more planks because we just used a bunch, and we'll set up a thing to collect rocks here. That way we should be kind of split pretty evenly here for what is in there. But since we're making mortar now, people are going to... There was no small wooden gear. Shit. Yeah, see, so he was looking for small wooden gear. We didn't have it. Joke's on him. I don't care. So we'll do this, and then we'll do 2 mortar, because only 6 goes in there at a time. Buy flax seeds from the merchant. We'll get there in a second. Okay, what we want to do is try to get our mortar going here. That way that's at least in the store. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. These aren't really backing up. We're collecting rock. Let's buy 1 other rock for this one. Press G to quickly add it on. And let's start getting our small gears going. So we're going to take that guy out. Oh, wait. That's a little too close. Yeah, hold on. I'll be right there. I don't know how long they'll wait at the counter, but I think it's pretty long. So I think small gears are in processors. And what's nice is that when you middle click on something to copy it, it will copy the recipe that's in there. So you saw that it was still the mortar from before. So that's kind of nice. So if we get rid of this, there we go. So that middle one should supply to both. Once we, you know, oh shit, we're out of wood. 6. They love the mortar. I don't know why. Which is why we need to stay on top of it. And when we get to, yeah, tier 3, pretty soon, we'll get catapults and we'll be able to automate all this stuff. Where it'll go from production line and immediately get restock the shelves. We just got to go in to make the sale until we get the automatic cashier. So both of these guys are going to come out, and sorry, what was the error? Oh, I don't have wood. Hello. But that's okay, because wooden gears, they stack up to 200 each. So that we'll get 400 gears out of this, which should be plenty. So yeah, 1 gear makes numerous small gears. So I think this is okay. In fact, we probably don't even need this third one right now. We could probably just get away with this for now. And then we'll make this one just only go to that guy for now. In the future, when we increase processing speed, that may change, but as of right now, I think it's okay. So let's get some small gears in here. We're gonna change this one to small gears. And small gears stack a shit ton. Which is unfortunate and fortunate because people buy these in bulk, you know. They'll buy a ton of them at a time, which is great. So right now we just got to keep going through and grabbing these things. Get 2 more stone. And you can set up a chest to fuel these things, which is why I left a little bit of space. So in the future we can put a chest here and it'll feed these guys. Guess we don't need to wait for the future. We can just do that. But like these guys can only hold 1 item each because raw log and stone do not stack. So they take up a lot of your inventory. So you can actually ride this for a long time. This you don't need additional goods. You can ride these 3 guys for a long time and your customers will be happy. You'll gain reputation and you can just keep collecting money. What the real goal is, color code these. I like putting changing them so I know which ones are inputs and which is where ones I can grab items from. So random quest. They want a lot of stuff, but they're paying 130% of market price, which is good. It's a good amount of money. It's a great way to make money early on. And something that I realized in my current Let's Play, not Let's Play, my current game is that you kind of want to make aisles for people to go down. because mine's all cattywampus. So if I just keep these shelves as a line, I have plenty of room behind them to set up the automation for restocking. So it's kind of a balancing act, like rushing around, going between everything. Stone's over here. Yeah, stone is kind of slow. I don't know why. Planks are way faster than stone. I guess it's just, I don't know. You gotta grind a stone versus cutting a piece of wood. 1 second, ma'am. Just pissing out gears. Oh, and we're back to Pokemon. Alright, so when it comes to plants, the ratio is awful when it comes to fertilizer, because like later on you're going to be able to automate this stuff, right? To automate planting, the basic fertilizer is build a seed plot. I literally just did. Build a medium shelf. Oh. Assign that shelf to mortar. Restock mortar once. There we go. Go inside the shop. Just do that backwards, you know? Alright, so there's... Oh, I didn't... I think that could have been new, that screen. I don't remember seeing that screen before, but basically this is the loop for right now, okay? We're gonna go and start our rope. Start making rope for our customers. They're gonna love it. Damn, you bought a lot of fucking small gears. Hell yeah, bro. 30. Woo, 500 bucks. Okay. Stone. All right, so why don't we stop this for a minute? We'll let those two keep going. I just need to get a lot more rock for this quest. Yeah, I gotcha. Small wooden gears. All right, so to do flax and all that, let's look at our materials. So flax, this is what we just did. We put seeds in a seed plot to get flax. We're going to take that flax, put it in a grinder, and that's going to make flax fiber. That flax fiber is then going to go into a processor, I think, to make linen? No, not linen. What is it? We'll see. So let's set up a box. Let's first buy the bigger box. Ah, there we go. Linen thread and then rope. That's why we haven't seen it. So this bigger box is what we want our actual intake one to be. So yeah, linen flax fiber in a processor is going to make linen thread. That linen thread then needs to go into another processor to make rope. So you can see our stages are getting a little bit bigger now. And so let's change this. So this is going to feed our grinders. And from grinders, it goes to 2 processors. So we got to keep this going because we have kind of like no money right now. Okay, there we go. And then that left us with, I mean, you can see already, like the large gears, you just get so many of them. In fact, I might let those back up now, because I have enough to like keep our shelf stocked for a long time. One mortar. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Okay, and our flax has 2.5 minutes until it's grown. So let's get our... We're gonna make linen thread. I actually think, yeah, it can... one machine can take a lot of linen thread, so we're going to just use the one. And I think the amount that comes out of this, 30, makes 15, and this makes 30. So this right here is an efficient line for... Okay, I didn't have small gears, so... Oh, I meant to let those back up. Let's just throw 2 stacks in there. We're not going to pick those up anymore. Okay, so we're going to use a big guy for our rope. And then these guys are going to be done pretty soon. In fact, why don't we... Yeah, because we're done with that quest, so we can make more plots. But what I was saying about fertilizer is that hand-picking stuff, you're going to get so much more of the material from hand-picking than you will setting up automation, all the effort to set up automation with the basic fertilizer. Because for basic fertilizer, wherever it is, there it is, you need to like set up furnaces and stuff. Like the furnaces I was complaining about on my save, it's because I was trying to balance or try to make enough for fertilizer, or make basic fertilizer, to keep like 5 plants going, which is insane. It's not good. It's not fast. So it's not until you get to the advanced fertilizer that it's worth it. So until we can unlock advanced fertilizer, I'm going to be picking stuff by hand. Because right there, I picked up 800, 1,000. Picked up 1,000 flax in that time, which was like nothing. And so we're going to try to... that was one extra. We're going to try to stay on top of always having flax ready. Because it's quickly going to get to the point where... my one little chest is actually going to be too much. It's going to be too much to fit in this one thing. Which is why I left room to have a second one of these to also help feed. So... those are all going through. It looks like we're actually doing pretty good on timing here. Yeah, they're all kind of slotting in nicely. And so that's immediately feeding in this, and that's going to be going in there. But see, now people are going to expect rope in our store, which we do not. So we're going to be losing rep from that, which is unfortunate. Let's change out this guy to a single. And this is just for now. Get through the day. Because we're going to move these facilities over here. In fact, we could start preparing that, because once we get our linen rope, we're going to be able to make catapults. So let's do that. So right now, our most cost-effective way of getting items in here is just by doing conveyor belts, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up conveyor belts here. I think I accidentally put one down below. Okay, and then we're going to... This is going to be where the buffer is. Oh, we're out of wood. I was going to say, where's all my stuff? And rock. So that's what we got to do. We got to run there and back until we can get this thing. It's called a purchasing portal, where basically we can feed coins through a conveyor belt behind it, set this purchasing portal to an item, and it'll automatically buy it for us. So we could set it up to automatically buy logs and stone, and we just got to make sure that it has money, which is why money is a physical item in this game. Is because you can conveyor it around, and we want to do that in the future. When we get the automatic cashier, you can take a conveyor belt out the side of it and then put it into a chest. Eventually, we'll do that to where we don't even need to move money around. The money will go from the cash register and it'll feed itself to all of our purchasing portals that we have set up. But that's way down the road. So I'm gonna have this feed over here, and instead of this guy going there, I'm gonna have that feed those guys, and this one is just gonna be there. Because we need more small gears than we need large gears. You know what I need? I need Commander Shepard to come in here and record a little thing for me. More mortar, please. We're kind of good on stone for a while, I think, because I got my seed plots. I did that one little quest. Carpenter quest wants okay, this will give us our triple shelf, which is why I was leaving space. Rope and mortar. So what we're gonna do, give it to that guy. Triple shelf. So this first one we'll do large gear. In fact, these first two, we're going to do 2 large gear because we want to get rid of these things. Third one's going to be small gear. Build that back up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mortar. 2 for mortar because people love the mortar. And then this last one's going to be rope. But we're not gonna go through our rope right now. Although that lady just bought it. Lucky day. Sorry, sir. No rope. You're gonna have to rope on your own. Oh, a whole shelf of large gears? Money bags. Okay. So we still probably have, tons of large gears. We have our 50 rope, so we can complete our next quest if we wanted to. Which we do, because we want catapults. Okay, and then this is going to be our first, kind of speed bump. Is, oh, wait, actually, we need these ropes. Because we need to build our catapults. Which we'll get to here in a second. So I think I might actually shut the store down now. After these 2 customers. Just so we don't lose rep. Gonna shut it down. Okay. So that'll save us rep. It'll give us a moment to kind of build up our resources while we set up our automation. And I don't need to worry about that. We got a good little nest egg of money. So what we're gonna do... Need a lot of conveyor belts, so we're going to need a lot more than 13 pews of wood. We'll get rid of these guys. and set up this first lane here for large gears, right? In fact, I'll even give it our little backstash here. And this guy's gonna go over and facilitate this this first little area here. So where's our catapult? We haven't unlocked it yet. So let's research it. And that's just going to be small gears, wood, and 4 pieces of rope, which is a little expensive for us right now, the 4 pieces of rope. So there it is. Yep. The rope is the most expensive part. So let's make sure that we're still putting in... Whoop. Nope, that plank doesn't belong there. You don't get that plank, huh? So you can see that we still have like a bunch of flax left over from our 8 things, but that's going to last us for a long time. But we do want to make sure that there is flax ready for when we need it. So we're going to buy 7 because I already got 1 down. There we go. Yep, don't have seeds in here. All right, so we got enough rope for our Catapults. So I'm going to put 2 here because we want large gears on these first 2. Invalid angle. Maybe I got to move it over 1 more. There it is. So that's the thing that sucks about catapults, is that you got to get the angle right, which is difficult. This second row here is going to be our small gear, right? And that should be lined up good enough. Okay, Athena, stop. My cat's on my desk and she's trying to eat things. Okay, so we're going to move our small gear to that line. All right. Pretty easy. And then our mortars are going to go to this line. So I'm leaving space here because if I want to expand this line of work, this kind of leaves us room. Like if we need to put more processors to make more of those guys or more mortars and stuff, like part of me kind of wants to get another rock crusher in here, but I don't know. Buying the rock is expensive, you know? And eventually we're going to fill up. And this guy will be only providing for these 3, and it should be at capacity the whole time. What are you doing? She's like crawling underneath my monitor. And okay, well, her tail is on my keyboard, so that's gonna make things a little difficult, but whatever. All right, so mortar. We have 2 things of mortar here. So we don't actually, I think we need to just go there. Maybe 1 more. We'll see. Yep, that hits. And what we're gonna do is do 2 mortar per basket here, right? And we're running out of room here, but we got enough room here for our rope. And that's going to be our last object right there. For at least this side. So maybe we'll move these 2 gears. Actually, no, they should be good still because these shelves are going to be further over. Like we'll have that there. And that should be fine. We might need to move our storage boxes like a little bit further back, but that's okay. Yeah, okay. So there we go. And then our rope, we're going to do the same thing. This is using a lot of space. I totally get that, but I don't care. we're gonna have to increase our rope production probably to one more set of this. So if we what's the blueprint button? B. If we select all of this, or do we even need to do that? Yes, we do. So if we do that and then we how do I copy? There's a cut and okay, well, it doesn't matter. So I think we can only cut it, I guess, or maybe I don't know. I don't know how the blueprint thing works very much. I've only used it once and it was during my last video of this. So if I cut this, I can paste that one back. Okay, so I can do it again. That's what I was wondering. So we can do it right here. And that doesn't interfere with any of those. And we can just add that onto that line. And that'll be connected. So if we want, we can move, because yeah, that took it out of these guys. And these are already set up. So our overflow now can go over into the second thing. Because eventually we're going to be using a lot of rope because I want to use a lot of catapults. But right now you can see it's kind of expensive to do this next tier thing. Gosh, I hate this song. And conveyor belts are really cheap. It's 1 wood per thing, and it's really cheap to get wood. You can see how many I've been able to build, and we still have, you know, almost 400 pieces of wood in here. So let's put this guy in there, and then these in there. Okay, now we've doubled our linen rope. We're going to have a whole fresh batch of flax here pretty soon, which is going to be plenty. It might even actually be too much for what we have in here, but that's okay. We are all right with that. Maybe I'll set up a box that can split resources between these two. You are right underneath my chair, ma'am. Do you want to get ran over by the wheels? No. She was like rolling around on her back underneath. Super cute, but very dangerous. I don't want to squish her. Let's get some wood. And 2 pieces of rock, maybe. And we got some money. We'll do that. Okay, so there it is. Eventually these lines will back up, much like how the large one is going to pretty soon. And if I need any of the materials, I can just come in here and just grab them from their box right now, you know? But yeah, the only shelf right now that needs to be stocked is our rope. And that's our 4 materials that customers are expecting. So as of right now, I can open our store. You know, a little cheeky complete quest there. What time is it? It is 20 o'clock. So we have all the items that people are expecting right now. And we have a little bit of a nest egg. Our rope is only just now finished. But we can just stay behind the counter now and literally just click on items like that. The only times that we need to go out is to harvest our flax and refill our stone and wood, but that's really not that big of a deal. So we'll just fill up that one. We fill up that one. There we go. So yeah, perfect amount. And that takes those up. So you can buy a piece of wood and 8 more flax. And truthfully, I mean, if you really wanted to get crazy with your automation, you can set up like these seed plots next to your cash register. And have a conveyor belt just bring all of the Man, my brain is just dying right now. Have a conveyor belt bring it over to here. So you don't even need to... It'd get messy. But you could do it. So we earned 11 grand that day, but we spent 12 and a half because this stuff is expensive. But we're also at a point now where we can chill. And since we planted these before we fell asleep, time still counts towards that. But it doesn't count for the processing. I think that's the one part that I'm kind of like mad about. I feel like it should accelerate this time too. But I mean, you'd run out of resources, right? But that's fine. I think that's fine. So we have flax ready for the next time that these guys run out, which is going to be a while. Now we could probably put 2 conveyor belts or 2 catapults. In fact, it's not going to cost us anything. We could just put a second one to help. And then that way it can load 2 of these wooden gears at a time. Large ones it'll be able to keep up with, no problem. People buy these in bulk, so someone may come in and buy like 30 of these. So if we want to restock those a little bit faster. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And this is so much cleaner than my original setup was. Look at that. Our rep is going to be going up. We're going to be making tons of money. And we're almost fully restocked before the next customer comes in. We're throwing 2 mortars at a time because people will sometimes just buy out the whole shelf. And mortar is very popular. So we want to keep that up. We're going to take that rope because we need it for more catapults. And yeah, we can just chill like this for, I mean, indefinitely, really. Like, we don't need to keep moving to the next tiers or anything. Like, customers are always going to be coming in. You just build your rep. You can just chill at 100 rep and just keep making these 4 items for people. But as soon as we unlock the healing potion thing, it's going to want us to start making or putting healing potions in the store. Carpenter request wants us to do metal. If we unlock nails, people are going to want nails. Small gear. Small gear. Easy peasy, man. Random quests. Another 2,500 bones. Hey, how you doing? I like the bowl you used for your helmet. And your purple shoes. It's an interesting choice. So what else is there to look for? We have a lot more advanced items. Rock salt, pyrite, and quartz I haven't touched at all. My game, I only just unlocked rotten logs. Which is what you need for the advanced fertilizer. You need to basically shear off those mushrooms there. And you combine those mushrooms with the basic fertilizer to make advanced fertilizer. And I only just started that, so I know now that I need to leave room. In fact, fertilizer as a whole is like a whole operation, and it should be separated in my mind. That way you have room to like expand, make more fertilizer and more advanced fertilizer. An automatic cashier is going to be at tier 4. So that is one reason why we would want to like maybe... There it is. There's the button. To advance a little bit more, you can get the assembler conveyor belt. I haven't needed a reason for the trash barrel yet. Hopper conveyor, which is great. Catapult goes... You can shoot an item into a conveyor hopper to move it, which will be nice much later on. It'll be nice way later on. Much nicer on. Whatever. My English, not great. We'll need these sigils for our purchasing stuff. And I don't know what meteorite or those little jelly things are. I think this might be like jewelry stuff. But this guy doesn't talk to me. So I don't really know what he's used for. Haven't touched either of those. Basically, these 3 seeds are the only ones that I've done. Chamomile, lavender. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. You know? Okay, so since this is backed up, that's why I connected this to the other one. It's just so I knew it'd be backed up. And in fact, we could actually even use this one for our plank storage instead. That would have been better, I feel like. But you can see we're backed up here. We're doing fine. We're at a point where this is always saturated. So that probably means that we could probably add another processor, but we're okay. We're doing just fine. We're getting extra gears in here. So hey, feel free to buy more of those mortars. Buy as many as you need. Okay, I think that this is a good spot to end this first episode. We have our basic automation set up. I think in the next one, us tackling healing potions as like maybe not a dedicated episode, but us starting with that, I think is going to be good. I don't think that I'll have a need to let this go in between episodes. I think we have enough money and enough resources already stocked up to keep going. So I will see you guys then. If you guys enjoyed this episode, you can hit the like button. You know what to do. If you're not subscribed already, you can hit subscribe. But it's no big deal. I just hope that more people see this game and get interested in it to hopefully help share some ideas with me on our Discord, which you'll find a link for in the description below. Discord.gg/Team Mongoose. Anyways, I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.